one thing is sure, you want your garden not just to be pretty, you want your garden to be unforgettable.
And one particular way of doing that is by introducing something that's got fragrance, that even has healing properties. Lavender has become kind of the it plant this year for some reason. Maybe Ewan can shed a little light and can also give us the inside track on how exactly to introduce this beautiful plant, this awesome, unforgettable plant into your own garden at home.
Comfort Concentrated Fabric Conditioner in Lavender Bloom won Product of the Year. To celebrate, Comfort offers you the chance to win a lavender garden makeover. With a lavender garden worth up to 100,000 Rand, your home, like your clothes, will enjoy the Lavender Bloom freshness we all love. And you'll be the envy of your neighbours.
With a fantastic competition Comfort Lavender Bloom is running, where you can win 100,000 Rand lavender garden makeover, we took it upon ourselves to learn more about this incredible plant. And today, for those of you living in Johannesburg, we are going to be giving you the inside info on how to get your lavender growing perfectly, especially if you want to plant it in a pot and bring it closer to home.
Lavender is both a popular landscape plant and a popular herb. It adds colour and fragrance, and with some special care, it can grace an entry patio or deck too.
I had so much fun last time learning about the different types that you do get. Quickly give us a roundup of all the different types of lavender plants.
English lavender, you all know the English lavender now, Lavandula angustifolia, gets quite big. The French lavender, Lavandula dentata with the toothed edges, more compact flower. And then the new one is the Margaret Roberts Lavandula intermedia, which gets about 75 centimeters tall.
And it still amazes me that you managed to remember all those huge names. I don't know how you do it. It's incredible. Now, today we're focusing on growing lavender in Johannesburg. Which type of lavender plant would you suggest?
Definitely the Margaret Roberts, Lavandula intermedia. It's definitely more tolerant to the cold weather, the cold conditions, snow, rain, wind, all of that. And it takes the heat, especially the summer heat and the summer rain, it handles the best.
Container gardening extends nature to the concrete or wooden expanse of a patio or deck. Lavender plants will help you to enhance these often barren spots by providing privacy and bringing the fragrance of your flower beds to your back door.
So Helia, here we have a beautiful selection of different kinds of pots. But before we choose one, what do you need to keep in mind when it comes to choosing a pot for growing lavender?
Well, not too small and not too big. Lavenders like the roots to be in a relatively tight space. But if your pot is too small, obviously the roots can't grow, it can't expand, and your plant won't be happy in that situation.
Choose an all-weather wood or glazed ceramic pot that is light in colour to reflect sunlight and with at least ½ an inch drainage hole. Then it's onto the soil.
What soil would you recommend for our two little lavender plants?
Definitely a well-drained potting mix, a bit to the sandy side. You know, you want good drainage taking place, you know, water running through the soil out of the drainage holes. Otherwise, your root of the lavender is going to be standing in moist soil the whole time.
Lavender is a heat-tolerant plant that thrives in sunny conditions. Take advantage of its Mediterranean growth requirements by planting it with rosemary, sage, basil and other herbs. The last two items required for the soil are bone meal and drainage stones.
All right, Helia, so we've got everything we need to plant our two beautiful lavender plants, but my extensive garden knowledge tells me we need to start with the stones for drainage.
Yes, stonage go at the bottom. It is for drainage. It's for the excess water, obviously, to run through the drainage holes. Otherwise, your lavender plant is going to be sitting in moist soil the whole time. We're going to fill it up with potting soil, nice sandy mix, and then obviously the bone meal for the root development, and then we're going to plant your lavender in that.
Fill the pot 3/4 of the way with potting soil. If you want to cut back on watering, add water-retaining polymers to the mixture. Lavender also likes the addition of a little lime.
Yeah, what are we looking for? Because I see you were measuring the plant.
Yeah, it's important not to plant the lavender too deep. You know, obviously you want to plant it exactly the same depth that it is planted in the pot. You know, if any part of the stem is underneath the soil, it will, you know, develop all different types of problems like fungal diseases. So you want to plant it exactly the right depth. And then obviously the bone meal for the root development, and then we're going to plant your lavender in that.
Bone meal is good for fertilizers because it is an excellent source of phosphorus, which promotes good root growth. Pour it in, then mix it into the soil with your hands. Remove the plant, then place it in the center of the pot. Fill the pot with more soil, making sure to cover the plant to its previous soil level. Firm it in place, tapping the soil to remove the air pockets.
We've moved our pots onto the patio and it looks absolutely beautiful, but I think first things first, needs a good watering.
Yeah, as quickly as possible. You know, the plants are a bit in shock at this stage. It is hot and it is not nice for them to be transplanted, so you need to water them as quickly as possible. But it's always important to water only when the soil is dry, you know, especially with the Johannesburg weather, the summer rainfall. You don't want to overwater your plant, otherwise you're going to get all types of fungal diseases, and your plant can actually die from that. They love sun, they're Mediterranean plants, so afternoon sun would be perfect. And then obviously the advantage of planting it in a pot like this is you can move it around, you know, especially with the summer rain. If you don't want to overwater your plant, you can move it to a covered area.
And because we've planted them in pots, do you need to constantly look after the soil, maybe add bone meal or fertilizer periodically?
Fertilizer, definitely, and you know, especially with the potted lavenders, you need to keep in mind that every time that you water, the nutrients and the water runs, you know, through the pot and out of the drainage holes. So you need to give that nutrients back to the soil.
And it's such a beautiful plant. I think it'll create such a beautiful space in front of an empty concrete wall.
Oh, definitely, yes, and then there's the smell of it as well.
For your own lavender garden makeover, buy a Comfort 800ml Lavender Bloom. SMS the last 4 digits of the barcode, your name and city to 33728, and the prize worth up to 100,000 Rand could be yours. Experience true freshness that lasts and lasts with Comfort Concentrated Fabric Conditioner in Lavender Bloom.
Great stuff. Well, remember, you stand the chance of winning a lavender garden makeover worth up to 100,000 Rand. That's with the compliments of Comfort Lavender Bloom, the product of the year for 2014.
All you got to do is SMS the keyword lavender, your name, city, and the last 4 digits of your barcode to 33728. That's name, city, comfort, and the last 4 digits on your barcode to 33728. Lavender, my apologies. Unforgettable lavender. That's to 33728. And you must hang on to that till slip just so we can prove it. Because you'll be using this so much because you love it so much you might run out.
Good stuff.
Cool.
Now, something else that's really good, lavender, of course, we're cooking with it after the break, so stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.